Okay, over the past two blogs, we've been talking about how to set up your business card properly and how to pick your colors and things like that. So today, we're actually going to get down to business and start building on this business card. But first of all, I'd like to start off by showing you a couple things with layers. What we're going to do to start off is take all these rulers here, select them, hit Control X, which is the shortcut key for cut. Then we're going to go over here to our layers, hit New Layer, double click on Layer 2, which is what we just created, and call it Rulers, and hit OK. And now that you're on that layer, go ahead and hit Control or Command F, which is paste in place, and now you have your rulers, but you have them on a separate layer. And the good thing about this is now you can come over here, lock this layer, and now you're not going to be messing with any of these rulers anymore. So now that we have that ready to go, first thing we're going to do is go to our layers, rename our layer front for the front of the business card, and then BG for background. And let's hit OK. So now that we're on front background layer, we're going to go ahead and just draw a box, and we're going to make sure that we're starting at our bleed marks here, which is our very outer rulers. Go ahead and color that black. Okay, so now that we have our general box here, what we're going to do is we're going to start off by making that tomahawk shape that was on the initial business card. And the way that we're going to do that is we're going to hit this box here to draw another box. So you can, drag whatever, make a box, but what we're going to do is hit down Shift so that it's equal on all sides. And then let's draw a box maybe about that big is fine. And then hit V for the selection tool. And now what we're going to do is we're going to bring that over here and we're going to rotate it. So hit R and then drag it around, but while you're doing that, hit Shift because you see you can get these really nice clean rotations in 45-degree angles. So that's what we're going to want to do because we want it to go just like that. So now that we have that on the right angle, we're going to hit the V button again for the selection tool, grab it, move it over, and we're going to actually place it right here on this cross line of the rulers here. So what it does, it creates this diagonal line here, which is what we're looking for. And so now that we want that on the other side, all we're going to do is hit the Option key, and you can see these double arrows pull up on your arrow, and that means it's going to copy it. So you're going to hit Option, hold down Option, click, and then drag. And now see, if you don't hold down anything, you can drag it in any place. But if you hold down Shift while you're holding down Option and drag it over, it's going to drag it in the same path that the other one is at. So it's going to be lined up just perfect. Alright, so now that we have this funky shape going on here, this is where the Pathfinder tool is going to come in hand, because what we're going to do is we really want to basically cut off right here on this here. We're going to want this tomahawk look. So what we're going to do is we're going to select these, all three of these, and then we're going to come over here to our Pathfinder tool. And the way that you pull that up, if it's not already, just go to Window and Pathfinder. Okay, so we're over here on our Pathfinder tool, and what we want to do is we want to subtract these shapes. So we're going to hit this button and expand, and now you're just left with this shape here, which is exactly what we're going for. It's perfect. We know that these angles are exactly the same because we use the same box. And so now we're ready to go. We're ready to start building on our logo. So what we're going to do is go New Layer, double click on it, and let's call it Front for the front of the business card, and Copy for any type or copy that we're going to be putting on the front here, and hit OK. Let's go ahead and lock this one so that now we can't mess with it. If we try to select things, it's just not going to work. It's not going to go anywhere. So this is great. Okay, so the way we do this now to start our logo is we're going to hit the Type tool, or you can hit T, and just go ahead and type tomahawk. I have it in Univer font, but Arial, if you don't have that, is close enough, or Myriad Pro is also close enough. So now that we have Tomahawk here, let's just go ahead and hit our selection tool. And I had it a little bit dragged out, so I'm going to go ahead and stretch it just a bit here. Alright, that looks good. So now let's just make it a little bit bigger by grabbing one of the corners and holding down Shift so we keep it proportional. And what I really want to do is make it all the way across our copy guides. Alright, so now that we have that right, what we're going to do to be able to make this editable and, you know, turn it into shapes is we're going to go to Type and Create Outlines. Alright, so now you can see that this is built into different points, so now we can pretty much manipulate these points any way we want. So what I do to grab a single point is hit A and click on this point, and as you can see I can manipulate it any way I want. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're pretty much going to grab inside here and take away all the internal cutouts of our letters. So hit A again, grab a point, and delete. A, grab a point, and delete. Okay, so we're a step closer to what our initial business card looked like. But what the way I did that to kind of make all the other letters knock out was I took a box here, and what I did was I just drew a box just like that. So now I want to hit V for the selection tool and hold down Option for the copy. It brings up those two arrows again, and drag it over. But I want to keep holding down Shift so that it's dragging on the same path as the other one. I'm going to make this one a little bit smaller so it stays within the H. Option again, click, drag, holding down Shift, and make this one a little bit wider, and then click off. Okay, so now we have, you know, a step closer to what our other business card looked like. Okay, well, now another way to use a Pathfinder tool to make these actual shapes instead of two separate shapes is what we're going to do is we're going to grab all these objects here. We have all the boxes and we have our type. And then what we're going to do is come over to the Pathfinder tool and hit this Add to Shape area and expand. And as you can see, it made these into one actual shape, which is great. This is exactly what we wanted to do.